Hello, in this video I'm going to do a seat upgrade in this 1998 F-150 pickup. It should be more or less the same for all of the 10th generation F-150 trucks, and those run from 1997 to 2004. So this truck is 27 years old and it had the original vinyl bench seat and it was pretty much worn out. So initially I looked for good used seats. I looked on Craigslist and Marketplace and looked in local wrecking yards, and I just really didn't come up with anything. And I also looked for Expeditions and Navigators because they're the same platform as the F-150. Didn't find much there either. So then I started looking at new seats, and name brand seats can be really expensive. There's some cheap, Chinese knockoffs, and they're really not very good quality. So, as I searched, I found a company called Bestop, who makes seats that are often for replacements for Jeeps. So there's quite a lot of enthusiasts in the Jeep community, and so there's some options for Jeep replacement seats. So I chose the Bestop Trailmax II bucket seat, and I fitted them here into this F-150. So I'll include product description in the video description for the seats, and I got the seats from Amazon for about 200 bucks a piece. So let's get into it. All right, so this is the seat. This is the Bestop Trailmax II, and they call this charcoal. It really looks more like a medium gray to me, but that was perfect for me. So it is a vinyl upholstery, but it has a very fabric-like texture to it. I've checked it out. It sits really well and supportive. This is a fixed back seat. It does not recline. They offer a lot of models, but this one was comfortable and quality, and the price was right. So that's what I went with. I'm really comfortable with it. Particularly on the driver's side, there's going to be a lot of adjustability with the pedestal. Anyway, so that's the Bestop Trailmax II seat. So to attach that into the truck, I went to a local wrecking yard and got seat pedestals out of an Expedition. So in this case, the passenger side is manual and the driver's side is power adjustable. And so this will be the piece that bolts in securely to the truck itself. And then I've made brackets that attach to these seat pedestals or bases that then the new seat will bolt to well. So the bolt pattern and the attachment of this new seat isn't the same as Ford. So the brackets that I've made adapt in between the two. So in the case of the power seat on the driver's side, I temporarily attached a 12-volt cordless tool battery there to be able to operate the seat. And in fact, if you're doing something like this, you probably will need to do something like this just to move the seat back and forth to get the bolts out that bolt it into the car. So I just got a cordless tool battery just temporarily hooked up there just to be able to move the seat back and forth, and it was actually necessary for me to get it out of the car. So my additional brackets that allow the new seat to bolt onto these factory pedestals, you see two of them there in place on the passenger side seat, and there's a couple more here. I just happened to have some material I had in my miscellaneous steel bin. This is these are pieces out of computer room racks that I just salvaged at some point in the past and had around. It's actually a good fit for this, but you could make this kind of intermediate bracket out of lots of different things. The passenger side seat bracket is kind of simple. The side view of it isn't bad. I'm going to paint it up. I think it'll look great. However, on the driver's side, the mechanical bits that run the adjustment of the seat are just really ugly. So I have modified, and I will be attaching the factory plastic trim. Even though it's for a different seat, it doesn't fit perfectly here. That'll cover that up and make it look not so bad. So with this power seat pedestal on the driver's side, this particular one is a power seat, but it doesn't have individual driver memory. So the seat that has individual driver memory is much more complicated with the wiring, and there's even a module that rests underneath the seat. So just for simplicity, I got a seat that's just power adjustable, but not the memory. So that was helpful. So these seats, I test fit these into the pickup, and they fit very well. One bit is this little round piece of tube. This was welded onto one of the corners of the passenger side seat bracket. I guess it was necessary in the Expedition, but I needed to remove that to make it sit down correctly in the F-150. That wasn't a big deal. Two of the seat bolt locations in the F-150 aren't finished. There's a slug in the floor, but it's not tapped for the bolt. It's something we'll have to do, no big deal. And then I hoped that the wiring would be in place for the driver's side seat, but it was not there. I chased it up. I couldn't even find some kind of a pigtail or harness or some kind of sub-assembly that plugged in to extend the seat wiring. The Expedition seat wiring was very, very different than in the F-150, so I just spliced into the cigarette lighter electricals. It's a 20 amp circuit. It's not used very often. Match the wire size. I think that's going to work out just fine. Okay, so here's the seat, and it's assembled, and the brackets that I fabricated are in the middle here. They're all painted up and finished. I added a couple washers to make it fit a little bit better onto the bottom of the seat, and so now we're going to attach the stock Expedition pedestal here to the seat. Okay, and there is a seatbelt receiver that's attached to the bracket. Makes it nicer. The seatbelt travels back and forth with the seat like so. So we're going to bolt them in like this. And here they are all assembled, the seats on the seat brackets. And on this side, I adapted the factory plastic trim. It's not a perfect fit, but it houses the buttons and covers up the side a little bit. And there they are. Next shot will be in the truck. So here's the final product in the truck. It looks like they fit and match. Really happy with how it turned out. They sit well, and I'm pleased with the final product. So thanks for watching.